look at something else if you want to show us? Maybe
Yep.
some other automations. What do you think? Negations or
Yeah, let me
what else, like where we can save time?
Yep. We could do the forecasting one. You want to do that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, let's do the forecasting. So yeah, we were talking about if you're taking over the account.
Yep.
But here, if you're maybe just at the negotiation stage, so yeah, you can do the Sean's famous forecasting.
Let me pull up everything. All right. So this one, I mean, this one's pretty easy, man. So I'll just show you how to do it and then I'll explain the results. So this is a forecasting automation. So the goal of this automation is to forecast sales from search terms that you're currently not bidding on. So it deduplicates it for you. So you'll want to take a search term report. So let's say, yeah, this is really for people who are working with Amazon brands. Let's say you're talking to a new Amazon brand and, you know, you're in the negotiation stages like Dimitro said, and you want to get a feel for, yay, what's the potential on this account? So what you can take is you can take the search term report, 60-day search term report, copy it, go over to the automation. You'll want to paste it under the tab that says STR. So paste it here. And then what you want to do is go to macro, go back to macro, and then basically just hit execute. And then I'll show you the results. And we'll have to sit for a minute here because this one takes some time because the processes it does is quite a bit. And it actually does a lot of copy and pasting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can see at the bottom of this spreadsheet, it's building new tabs and it's doing a bunch of calculations.
Yeah, and it's based like on the lesson you had in your OG course, which was the lesson was like an hour long or something for this process.
Yeah, the lesson was an hour long for this process. You're totally right, man. There we go. Final forecast. So we've got the final forecast right here. So what this does is, so what the tool does is it goes through and finds any search terms that have 1 to 2 orders and 0 or 3 or more orders. And then it uses calculations and multiplies it by a specific number. So like, for example, with 3 or more orders, it'll multiply it by like 0.8. And then for 1 to 2 orders, it'll multiply it by like 0.6, just to give us a conservative forecast of how much sales we can do. But basically what it tells you is like, what this is saying is, hey, in the next 30 days, this is what we forecast the sales that we can give to the account. And here's the ACoS that we forecast. In the next 60 days, this is what we think we can bring in. And this is the ACoS that we think we can get. And so one thing I want to really, hone in here is, number one, this is specifically based on a Amazon seller account. So it's data from the account, which is way more, has a higher level of like accuracy than using other data. And then the other thing that's pretty cool is that they keep in mind that with forecasts, the nature of a forecast is that like, whether or not you hit it is not the point. It's the fact that you're going through this process to show that like, hey, these are numbers that we roughly can do, give or take. So, that's the beauty of a forecast is it's the goal. I always say like when it came to like working with new brands, the forecast was all about showing your technical expertise and how you did things. And so, yeah, this one shows a quick forecast and it happened. I mean, man, this takes, like Dimitro said, an hour per account or something like that. And it happened in about, I would say 15 seconds on this one. And then you can just show this to the Amazon brand and be like, hey, we use the search term report and we found out that we can potentially get these type of, and then what you can do then is you can use our campaign launcher automation, because the forecast is based on the campaign launch automation. And so the sequence would be, you would automate the forecast, and then you would use the campaign launch automation to take those search terms that you used in the forecast to launch campaigns, and you can monitor them to see if they hit your goal.
Yeah, cool. So the sales forecast, so is this like additional sales we might bring, or that's considering, the old campaigns?
This is additional sales because we deduplicate. So the goal here is like a potential additional sales that you could bring in
Okay.
PPC
Okay.
side.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
really amazing.
Thanks, Dimitro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Was that helpful? Was it pretty good stuff? Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. So we reviewed two different campaign building automations
Yep.
and reviewed the forecasting automation.
Yep.
And you got a couple others, just like keyword negations. So, that's another process that takes a lot of time. So you
Yep.
got one for that.
We got one
The
for adjusting placements. So
Yeah.
like basically like if you have bids by placement, we have an automation in there that allows you to put in parameters and then adjust the bids by placement. So like by the percentage, like top of search, like if it's a high ACoS, like above 100%, you can say, hey, we want to decrease it from 50% top of search to 40%. So that'll help with managing your top of search percentages too. And then budget optimizations as well, and bid optimizations and keyword expansions, and then whatever else we build in the future. I want to tweak some of our existing ones, and then maybe I think reporting is something we might want to tackle next, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what we got now, and it's quite a bit, man. It's not like because each of them has like a decrease and an increase. For the placement modifiers, you can increase it based on ACoS, or you can decrease it. So for each modification, there's an increase and a decrease. That way you can save money by decreasing the bad stuff and grow the account by increasing the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's all part of your school community, which is, these automations,
Yep.
plus your original course,
Yep.
and, a community of other people, PPC experts. So if anyone is interested, I will have all the links down below. You'll find them. You can go and check it out. If you're interested in these automations, you can get them by joining Sean's community. And like we said, they are not final. They will be evolving and we'll be adding new automations. So I have a lot of ideas. I'm trying to give Sean to build some automations for me.
Yep.
So yeah, I think yeah, people can get value out of it and at least give it a shot.
And a weekly call as well. So we have
Yeah,
a
the
weekly
weekly call,
mastermind,
which is tomorrow. Yeah.
which is tomorrow. Yeah. And I think that's the one that a lot of people, I think it's like